5 teenagers face murder charges in the tragic drive-by shooting death of a 5-year-old girl. Her name, Galea Samaniego. Apologies if I've mispronounced that. Galea Samaniego. She was hit in the head by a rifle bullet whilst she slept in the New Mexico mobile home trailer of her babysitter. The target was the babysitter's grandson. Apparently there was a long-running feud over a girl, a love interest, I believe. So the 5 teenagers face charges in regards to the August 13th killing of little Galea Samaniego. Police have publicly identified only one of them at this stage. Her name, Century Renee Hernandez, 19 years of age. The others were her 17-year-old boyfriend, his 15-year-old brother, a second 15-year-old boy, and also a 16-year-old boy. The 5 teenagers have been charged with an open count of murder, conspiracy, shooting at a dwelling or occupied building, shooting at or from a motor vehicle, and unlawful taking of a motor vehicle. So seemingly these guys, the 5 scumbag teenagers, stole a car and performed a drive-by shooting at a mobile home trailer, trying to kill the grandson of the babysitter. We don't know the details of the grandson. We don't know his age, but there was an argument, a feud about a girl, a love interest, I believe. So they stole a car, did a drive-by shooting at a mobile home trailer, and in so doing, shot and killed a 5-year-old girl, Galea Samaniego, shot in the head by a rifle bullet while she slept, her life taken away in an instant. The 19-year-old shooter, Century Renee Hernandez, admitted to being in one of the vehicles driven to the home, but she denied firing a weapon and she declined to answer any further questions about the incident. So she's not fully cooperating with police. She says, "It wasn't me. I was there. I was in the car. I was being driven in one of the vehicles with 4 boys, my boyfriend, my brother, 2 other boys. They were armed. They shot at the mobile home trailer. They're the ones that killed 5-year-old Galea Samaniego. Not me, not," according to one of the 5 teenagers, Century Renee Hernandez. Of course, full condolences to the family and friends of the victim, Galea Samaniego, 5 years of age, shot in the head while she slept. A complete innocent, obviously. Her family devastated. There is a GoFundMe raising funds to cover funeral costs and other expenses. We have a few more details in regards to the shooting. We're told that it happened at around 5:48 in the morning. The teenagers were in 2 stolen Kia Soul vehicles. Okay, so I'm going to make a comment in regards to that. Apparently, the Kia Soul cars, or SUVs I think, they're very, very easy to steal. There's a major problem with Kia Soul vehicles in particular, but also I believe I'm right in saying some other Kia models and Hyundai models. Apparently, they're extremely easy to steal. A few months back, there was like a TikTok trend with teenagers stealing Kia Soul vehicles in particular and then driving around recklessly in them. So these young criminals specifically target Kia Soul vehicles. They're very easy to steal. They stole 2 of them. They entered the Vista del Sol mobile home park. Several gunshots were fired from at least one of the vehicles towards the trailer in question. The babysitter and her son woke up at the noise of being shot at. They didn't immediately realize what was happening, but in a moment or two they realized exactly what was happening, that there wasn't a malfunction with the fan, that they were literally being shot at. The babysitter went to the bedroom where Galea was sleeping with her 2 sisters, and tragically 5-year-old Galea had been shot. She was unresponsive. She was taken to hospital where tragically she died. We're told that the intended target, the grandson, immediately believed that they were being shot at by a 17-year-old boy that he used to be friends with in middle school. Apparently their friendship ended over a girl, a love interest, and there's been beef between them since then. Apparently there's been previous altercations between the 17-year-old suspect and the grandson, instigated by the 17-year-old suspect. We're also told that police ultimately identified the suspects through video surveillance, social media, and a second drive-by shooting in a nearby neighborhood. So, as far as we understand, these 5 teenage scumbags not only performed one drive-by shooting, but they performed 2 drive-by shootings. The second occurring 4 minutes after they shot at the mobile trailer home where Galea was sleeping and killed her. 4 minutes after that, they're shooting at a nearby neighborhood at a homeowner where thankfully the homeowner, his wife, and his 4-year-old son escaped injury. So going back to what we read earlier, one of the teens, 19-year-old Century Renee Hernandez, is claiming innocence. Oh, she was in the car, but she didn't know they were going to do a drive-by. Well, I don't believe you, Century. I don't believe you. You were there with 4 boys. The 17-year-old suspect that the grandson believe is the guilty party is your boyfriend. You were there with your boyfriend's brother, 2 other boys. They were armed. We don't know how many guns they had, but certainly they had at least 1 rifle. We're told that 5-year-old Galilea was shot in the head by a rifle bullet. They had at least 1 rifle. They were armed. They performed not only 1 drive-by shooting, but 2 in the space of minutes. Had they done this before? I would guess yes. Century Rene Hernandez, did you know that these boys were up to no good? Do you know that they were prepared to commit violent acts at 5:50 a.m. in stolen vehicles, 2 stolen Kia Souls? Yes, of course you did. You knew everything. You knew your boyfriend is a scumbag. You knew his brother is a scumbag. You knew these 2 other boys are scumbags. You know that you're a scumbag. You know that the 5 of you stole 2 vehicles purposefully so that you could perform drive-bys, shooting at multiple homes. You know that your boyfriend had murderous intent. So this banshee, Century Rene Hernandez, is not convincing me. I doubt she's going to convince the investigators. I doubt she's going to be able to convince a jury. I doubt she's going to be able to convince a judge of her innocence. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I thought we were just going to go out for some ice cream. No, you knew, Century. You're a part of this gang. You might not have been the shooter. That part might be true. But you were fully complicit. You aided and abetted. You were there. You were part of the gang. With that, you need to face serious consequences. In addition to that, we're told that the babysitter's family was subjected to a previous drive-by shooting just a few weeks prior. Again, 2 Kia Soul vehicles approached the home and shots were fired from both vehicles. This is craziness. So I really do hope that the book is thrown at all of these 5 scumbags. Don't let any of them squirm away. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh no, I was just there going for a drive. No worries. Didn't know about it. Didn't know that we were in stolen cars yet again. Didn't know that the boys with the illegal guns were going to shoot at their enemies. The book needs to be thrown at all of them. And another part of this is Kia. So Kia is a major manufacturer of vehicles, of cars, Korean. 20 years ago, they used to be of very low quality, comparatively speaking, but nowadays, Kia cars are very high quality. Nice little cars, if you ask me. I'm not going on this tangent for no reason. There is a reason. Kia makes good quality cars. They're very popular in America, in Australia, across Europe, no doubt. They're a major manufacturer along with their sister company, Hyundai, but they've let society down. Certainly with the Kia Soul, as far as I understand, because it is so simple to break into and steal. And with that, that is what criminals are going to do. So criminals are effectively being handed the opportunity to easily get a stolen car. If you see a Kia Soul, if you're a criminal, you know that you can easily take that car and it's going to be yours. You can do with it what you want. So it gives the criminals the opportunity to perform criminal acts in the vehicle, including drive-by shootings. And I feel that Kia needs to be held accountable for that. Am I wrong? Am I out of pocket? Am I being unreasonable? I don't think so. I think Kia really does owe society, some compensation, frankly. Again, I'm not trying to go on a massive auto manufacturing tangent. Perhaps I am. But VW, they got sued. They had to pay billions of dollars because of their false claims in regards to the emissions of the vehicles. Well, why can't the same happen to Kia in this regard? They've released vehicles which are not secure enough, and that's presented a danger to society. So they ought to pay for that. I'm being entirely serious. They should be forced to recall all of the Kia Soul vehicles and any other vehicles that have substandard security. They should be forced to recall them and increase the security to a decent level. I'm not an expert on these matters. I might have some of that information wrong. I'm speaking as a layman, but I think I'm right. I think that's what's going on here. These Kia Soul vehicles are very easy to steal. Criminals are stealing them and then they're performing criminal acts, including drive-bys. And I feel that Kia needs to be held responsible for that. I'm going to wrap things up again. Full condolences to the family and friends of the 5-year-old victim, an absolute innocent, sleeping in bed in the trailer home of her babysitter. You know what? I'm going to throw this little part in. We're told that the same mobile trailer home was shot at a few weeks prior. Maybe the parents are to blame to an extent. Maybe the parents are to blame to an extent. I say that with reluctance. I don't wish wish to victim bash, but I'm trying to be honest and I'm trying to be thorough. Maybe the parents ought to accept some level of blame if they were aware that they were leaving their 5-year-old daughter in the care and company of a babysitter whose home was shot at a few weeks prior. If I was a parent, which I'm not, but if I was a parent, I don't think I would leave my child in the company and care of somebody who had recently been shot at. I'd be thinking, you know what? That could be putting my child in danger, so no, I'll refrain from using you as a babysitter with all due respect. I try to be honest and express my honest thoughts in these videos, so I think it's best for me to mention these things even if it's at risk of causing offense. But there we go. Ultimately, full condolences to the family of the victim. Let's hope justice is served. Let's hope the police have all the evidence that they need. I'm confident that they will have that. They have 5 teenagers to press, to interrogate. Hopefully, some of them rat each other out. Hopefully, the judicial system doesn't see fit to handing a pass to those teenagers that want to declare ignorance. Oh, didn't know this was going to happen. Oh no. I'll touch on the subject of gun control. My personal view as someone who's never lived in America, has never used a gun, doesn't live at high risk of ever being exposed to a shooting. From my point of view, which is a pretty ignorant point of view, but from my point of view, you guys need guns because your criminals have guns. This case tells us you got two 15-year-old boys, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 19-year-old girl. They've got guns, they've got rifles, they're stealing cars, they're doing gang shit, they're doing drive-by shootings, multiple drive-by shootings within minutes of each other. This is in the year 2023. What do these scumbag teenagers want? Are they doing this for money? I mean, I guarantee they have everything they want, everything they need. I guarantee it. They don't have everything they want. They want to have a Lamborghini, whatever. They don't have a Lamborghini. But they have food, they have shelter, they've probably got expensive Nike sneakers. Why do they need to go on drive-by shootings? It's absolute insanity. I've lost my train of thought. I'm not quite sure what my point was going to be. Oh, gun control. Your criminals are out there with these guns, with these rifles, with these AKs, with these Dracos, with the extended magazines, with the switches. They can get a Glock, the serial number filed off. They get a switch you can order on eBay, imported from China. Costs less than $100, probably less than $50. You can turn your illegal Glock, unregistered Glock, into a machine gun. Get a couple of them and you're unstoppable. Your criminals have all the guns in the world. So to me, your citizens require the right to bear arms. It's not the ideal situation, but that's the situation that you have. You have a proliferation of guns. That's not going to end. Unfortunately, you also have a proliferation of gangs. You have a proliferation of narcotic activity. The media fuels everything by the celebration of gang culture. I'm a hypocrite. I listen to hip-hop music. I enjoy, as a means of entertainment, hip-hop music that celebrates gang culture. I think my point is just saying that I don't think your gun control laws are going to work at any point. You've gone past the point of being able to effectively enact gun control. So it is what it is at this point. You're all sitting ducks, effectively. You can't protect against these psychopath gang members that are going around shooting at innocent parties. You just can't protect against it, effectively. They're going to shoot at people's homes whilst children sleep. That's not going to end. So it's a pretty depressing situation, really. I'm going to wrap things up at this point. If you appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. If you agree or disagree with any of my comments, takes, opinions, etc., please feel free to say so in the comment section. I welcome disagreement. I welcome being corrected. You don't have to be overly respectful, but you certainly have to be respectful towards the victims concerned. But in any case, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you for listening. Take care.